absolutely. And it shows how much experience you have. And
Alhamdulillah, brother.
I'm after talking with you, I'm more confident that you will grab this network security very fast.
Inshallah, Jazakumullah khair. Inshallah ta'ala,
Yeah.
inshallah. Because we were dealing regarding F5 load balancer,
Hmm.
like particularly I was an exchange admin, so we need to publish the OVA links. So we were having array of cache servers, like we were having 6 cache servers, so for outside different servers and for inside different servers. So we need to make a web uh, link for inside and outside differently, and as well as publish this through ISA, and using the load balancing to load balance. So for inside a different link, outside for different link, in
Hmm.
order to manage the traffic, because we were having a lot of traffic from outside as well. So so as to
Hmm.
make the resources available faster. So we have done this as well. So I know the load balancers and firewalls, and as well
Good, good.
as you know, uh, network security, some parts particularly, because as we were very busy doing our part doing our job. So we whenever we interacted with network security department and IT security and network guys, we need to interact with them.
You know what?
So
As per my experience, why I understand, because I work in the similar environment. What you work like? It is called
yeah,
actually. We work in the ITIL setup. So change management,
yeah,
operation,
yeah.
like
We,
engineering,
we
monitoring,
yeah,
escalations and all, ticketing
we
tools and all. Yeah. So
exactly.
in
I'm
this,
well aware of that because we were
yeah,
practicing that.
right.
We
So
were into yeah,
in
yeah.
this
Go.
thing, what I know is, like we have a network team. Okay, let's say
Oh,
network team. We have a security team,
yes.
server team. Okay,
Yeah.
then database team. So these people, we work day to day because servers are dependent on the switch. Because whenever you
Correct.
build a server, you need a switch port. Whenever you build a
Exactly.
server, you to allow that access, you need a firewall rule on that, right?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we are dependent on each and another team. So
Yeah.
these people, they never try to learn what is the server. Network guy, I never saw they are trying to. Server
Correct.
guys, they never try to understand why I'm connecting my server to the switch, what switch does, and what
Yeah.
the firewall rule will happen. So this will be,
Correct.
they will not interact with anyone. So that's
Exactly.
the challenge
Exactly.
which are. So what as per my experience, what I understand. So after if you have 10 years of experience, so you
Yes.
should have a complete infrastructure knowledge, from layer one, what are the cables connected. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
fiber cable, copper cable. After that, switches, layer to switches, how to connect the servers, how in the switches, switching technologies are there. Then after that, on top of that, the routing will be there from this branch to that branch connected. How my
Exactly.
server is accessible from that another site which is far the location. How it is connected. So we
Yeah.
understand that, but we never try to understand. Okay,
Exactly.
we know.
Exactly.
And
We
then the
switch
firewall,
on.
what the
Yeah.
exactly the firewall does. Firewall rule create, then only the people can access that particular server.
Yes.
So what the firewall does. So this is the how the if you have this knowledge. So see, after 10 years of experience, the expectation from this is you should have complete infrastructure knowledge. And
Exactly.
what we do here, exactly same thing we do in the cloud. The cloud is nothing but only instead of the data center maintaining in our office, the AWS or the cloud vendor, they will maintain that. And we will manage from internet, we'll manage our subnets, we'll manage our servers, we configure application, everything is there. So
MashaAllah.
that is what, see, that is what the people are looking. Because if suppose you have a small organization, okay, so what are things you will require, like 100 users. So you need active directory, right, for the user authentication.
Yeah. Yeah.
You required internal portal of the timings and all maintaining. You required some company announcement portals and all. Then what else? Some applications should be there if you have some particular work. So these things for managing this thing, why a small organization should maintain a big data center?
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
maintain the data center, you require a power, you required a high cooling environment, you required a maintenance, you required like a yearly contract with the hardwares, and if anything down, there are a lot of things you need to think about.
Yeah, more
So
resources required.
exactly. So
More
instead of
expense.
that,
Yeah,
yeah. So everything it is available in the cloud. You can just use those features and configure.
ready-made things.
So it will save a lot of efforts, lot of money.
Exactly.
So that's why the people look for the cloud. Okay.
Yeah, small
uh,
companies are going towards cloud. Exactly.
exactly. So maybe in like coming I can say like 5 years, most of the sites will be in the cloud, most of them, because still
Yeah,
I see the
yeah,
financial companies, they don't want to move to the cloud, because they want to put their data into other places. Like it is, see,
exactly.
it is the same
Yeah,
like
it is their country.
you have some money, some important document, and you are keeping into the neighbor house. So the
Yeah,
people saying
confident
that
confidentiality concern.
confidential, why should I do that? So that is
Yeah,
how the cloud, but still there are a lot of advantages, and because in the cloud also they give a lot of security and all. So yeah,
yeah.
we'll discuss on the cloud in the future.
Ensure.
Let's move back.
Yeah,
Let's move back to our topic. So yeah, Abadullah, like it was nice to speak to you, and like because I'm confident that you will learn the network security very soon. Okay,
inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
and
Jazakumullah khair,
inshallah,
brother. Really,
and
I'm very delighted to to
yeah,
join your classes and to be part of this team and to brush up my knowledge. And I'm really delighted, brother.
yeah, because maybe as we discussed,
Yeah,
within 2 3 months we will make your profile very good, very heavy profile, and when you go to
inshallah.
the market, you will get your value, what
Inshallah.
you will deserve. So end of the day, the risk will give by Allah, but we will try our best. Okay,
Inshallah. Inshallah. Inshallah.
okay.
Jazakumullah khair.
So let's move back. So let me. Okay. So okay, so we are looking at the firewall. So so far, like now we know about the firewall. Cisco ASA, it required a security zone inside, outside, DMZ, and the control from this zone to this zone, this zone to this zone. Everything is done by the firewall. Okay, and firewall policies. Okay, if the firewall by default behavior is lower security zone to higher security zone is not allowed. So if I tell you here, so who is the higher security? If I ask you the question, okay, come on, let me ask the question. What is can you tell me uh, who is the like which zone is having higher security level?
Inside.
Okay, so can inside go to outside and DMZ?
Can
Yes,
inside
sure.
go to the
Outside zone and DMZ zone? I mean the machines from inside zone, can they
Hmm.
go and access outside zone and DMZ zone networks?
yes, of course.
Why? See, this is the question. This is the interview question. Why?
Yeah, from high security level to lower security level
Exactly,
is
exactly,
allowed.
exactly. So by default, the Cisco behavior is ASA is this is the 100 security level. This is a 0. This is 50. So this is higher. He can go. Right, so there is no rule required here on the inside side. Okay,
Yes.
okay, now the next question to Muhammad, DMZ, can the DMZ go to outside and the green inside?
The DMZ is higher security than outside security can go to outside to one.
Okay,
But
Okay.
it cannot go to inside because it's lower than inside zone.
Exactly. Perfect. Perfect. So now question to Ubedullah. Ibadullah. So can outside network come to inside and DMZ?
If it is allowed,
No, 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 no,
by
no. I'm
where
default behavior. I'm talking.
divert cannot,
Why?
because outside is not trusted by any firewall until or unless it is allowed. What is allowed, it will come. What is not allowed, it will not come. But in firewall, I don't know. As you were saying that by default it will come, but there are ACLs. So ACLs will allow particular traffic inside.
Okay,
But
okay, okay. Let me. I think you missed in the starting classes, right? So
yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
right now we are looking at the Cisco ASA. Cisco
Okay, ASA.
ASA, yeah.
Yeah.
So the security level, it work on the security level. So
Okay.
the behavior is lower security level to higher security level is not allowed, and higher
Right.
security level to lower security level is allowed. So that is
So
why
security level can be defined by higher the number, the higher the security.
ex-
Lower the number, lower the security.
exactly. Now tell me, can outside zone people come to a DMZ and inside?
Uh, cannot.
Why?
No, I don't see the security level of this firewall at DMZ, but outside
Yeah,
what I
it is
see,
here. It is here.
uh, exactly.
The security level is 50. 50.
Okay, this is the DMZ. Okay, I haven't.
Yeah.
I was looking at the switch. I believe ASAQ 55006. I was looking at that, but here it is. Okay, so the security level is 50, so it can come. It can come.
You mean from 0 to 50 it can come?
No, 0 to 50 it cannot come. Oh, sorry, 0 to 50 it can come.
Okay.
0 to 50 it can come.
No, it will not come
Sorry.
because.
So higher the security. So higher the security.
Okay.
Low. From
So
inside.
see,
Yeah, of course. So from 0 level to 50, it cannot come until it is allowed.
okay.
Because
Now
yeah,
exactly. So now this is the default behavior.
yeah,
Green can if I tell as per the color, green
yeah,
can go to red and orange. Orange can go to red only, and red cannot go anywhere. Okay.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, got it.
now you need to okay, by default this is your DMZ, your web servers and all, they can go to internet, but now you need to
Yeah,
allow access. You want the outside people should come and access the DMZ. So that time, so outside people will come from the zero security level, so firewall will block that. So in that case, you need to explicitly allow. You need to allow the ACLs, which we have
yeah,
which we are saying since 2, 3, 4 days. Like we need to give allow the ACL and apply that ACL on the outside interface, because these people are coming from apply that ACL on the outside interface, so they can come here.
exactly.
Similarly, this DMZs, these web servers, you must be knowing about the web servers. So their backend
Yeah,
database will be in the inside. So this
exactly.
DMZ, they are in the 50, but your back database into 100. So they cannot
Yeah,
go.
very
So
secure.
exactly. So
Yes.
you need a ACL here on the inside, saying that the DMZ web server can go and talk to the DMZ your inside database server on that particular port. So you need to allow
Yeah,
that.
particular on particular
Ex-
ports and protocols will be
exactly,
allowed, like what is
exactly.
needed for database.
Yes. So this is what. So the if you get a job on the like firewall, you must be knowing about the security team. Whenever you want to allow something, when you build, what you do, you give them, this is my source IP address. I want to talk to this destination
Yeah,
on this particular port, right? So
yeah,
this is
IP
what.
address, port, and protocol.
Exactly. So this is what we do in the ACL. So what they do is, let's say access list. Okay, access list. Let's some give name inside. Okay, inside. Sorry, into. Okay, let me give name DMZ to inside. Okay, let's say DMZ web server is talking to this one, your inside the database. So you gave the SSH name, then extended, then permit or deny. Permit. I want to allow permit.
Yeah.
What to permit? Now, can you see here the options? ICMP, IP, object group, TCP, UDP. Okay. So let's say TCP. This is the protocol. TCP is the protocol. Okay. Now, what you want to go? So I want host host 192.168.20.10, which is my DMZ server. Question mark. Now destination address. Destination where you want to go. So I want to tell that it should go to
Database
host
IP.
192.168.10.10 question mark. Okay, now again the thing where you want equal tomato 10 rupees kilo.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know,
Oh,
Muhammad, you understand what he's selling now?
Yeah, he's
The
selling the tomatoes.
yeah, tomato exactly 10 rupees kg.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
good. Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so uh, sorry, come back to our topic. So DMZ to in. So this is our source. Okay, this is the destination. And again, which
protocol and
particular
port.
exactly? So if you see here, see you have match only packet on given port, match only packet with greater port number, match lower port number. So multiple options you have. Okay, so let's say equivalent what? See, either you can, if it is a FTP, you can provide the FTP protocol, SMTP, Telnet, port 80, or some another port if you want. You can, let's say you have, this is a FTP server, okay, or let's say this is a SMTP. So just give the SMTP. Done. So
SMTP. And do we need to give port number also? Port number 25.
no, SMTP, the port is given the name. The
That's it.
SMTP, yeah, that is the name
That's it.
actually. Yes, and done.
Okay.
So similarly, let's say you have one more thing. Okay, you want port 80 also, right? So in the same
Yeah.
ACL, what I have done, port 80.
Okay.
Again, okay, so this is a one option, okay, which you
Yeah.
can do. So if you go
Or
and
else
check,
HTTP.
yeah, and you know, in the last, like this dmz.in, this is actually the ACL. So ACL will not work until unless you allow it on the DMZ. Okay, sorry, on the interface. You need to allow that into the interface. So okay, you created this one. So what you need to do next is access group. Okay, access group DMZ to in. Okay, you want DMZ to in. Where you want to apply in interface inside.
DMZ to in is the name of the access list we created.
Exactly. So the name I have created this one. So you are
Yeah.
allowing DMZ people to come inside. So if I go and check show access list, oops, not one. So access list. Okay. Now can you see here? Now this is our ACL which we just created. Okay. So you can see here the line number 1 and line number 2. But you know the line number 1 and 2. These are like ACL work on the sequence 1, 2, 3. So the last line, which is if you don't apply but in the hidden, so from DMZ to inside only these two rule will hit. The third, apart from this, if anything come, it will deny. Like
Okay.
like the third rule will be the deny. You are unable to see that, but by default, ACL block whatever you allow, it will allow. Apart from this, everything will get denied. Okay. So this is how
So
the ACL works. So there are multiple options.
there is the priorities. There is priorities. That means
It is a sequence 1, 2, 3, 4. If you
it
have a
is
10 rules, so it will go one,
okay.
2, 3, 4, and but the last rule will be the deny. So
Understood. Got it.
you
Got it.
need to allow whatever you want and you need to deny. Okay, so if suppose this is already working, so what happened tomorrow? Like after some days, you got another server. Okay, and you said you asked firewall guy, we want to allow server to talk to our database on FTP protocol. So what you need to do? So again, you need to modify that the same ACL. See here.
Is
So
TCP to FTP.
exactly. So 192.168 dot, let's say 50. Okay, where you want to go? Again, he want to go to host. Let's say 192.168.10.50. This is another server. So what you can do, equivalent to what? FTP. Done.
FTP.
So if you go and check the ACL again, show access list. Can you see your ACL is increasing? Line number 1, 2, 3. Can you see here?
Yeah.
The line number 1, 2, and 3.
And,
Okay, exactly. So similarly, what we can do is, instead of giving the host, you can apply a full network also in the ACL. How to apply? Let me show you
okay.
that. So let's say tomorrow what happened in your DMZ, you got some another network 192.168 30.0. Okay, and you want to allow the entire 30.0 can go talk to particular server here. Let's say 10.100 one server is here. Okay, so you want to allow that.
Yeah.
So how you can do that? So what we do is config terminal. First we create an
We need
object.
to make a network name. Okay. Yeah, with that network. Okay,
Yeah.
with the network name.
Yeah, so yeah, first we need to create the object network. Let's say that name is DMZ subnet, DMZ2. DMZ2. Okay, capital letter I have given. Subnet. What is the DMZ subnet? 192.168.30.0.255.255.255.0. Okay, I have given the subnet. Now come back. Okay, so now go back to the ACL which we created. So the same ACL, what we can do is, okay, now till here is it is the same TCP host. Okay, now here source what we can do, instead of taking one IP address, we will use the object DMZ2. In the DMZ2, what subnet we mentioned, this particular subnet, right? DMZ2.
Exactly.
So what they want to, where they want to go? They want to talk to host 192.168.10.100 equivalent. Okay, equivalent. Where they want, let's say some port which is not listed here. So let's say some port random port 200. Done.
Yeah.
So can you see you use the object here instead of the list. So
Yes, can be.
if you go and check show access list, can you see your object? Okay, see the line number 4 you return here as a DMZ, but can you see actually the DMZ is this subnet it is mentioned here. It is giving that. Can you see here?
Predefined network
Yes.
subnet.
Yeah.
Predefined subnet.
Yeah. So like they see your ACL is getting grow. So like this in the real time. So your if you want to allow the firewall rules, then this is the what you require. Okay, let's say someone come. Okay, you are managing the ASA firewall, and someone come and said, I want to allow. So first question will be what you want to allow. So okay, now the question to you guys. See, this is again fifth class. I'm concentrating on the same lab. I'm unable to move to the VPN. Why? Just because I want to memorize you that what the function of the firewall. Okay. Now my question to Umar. Umar, can you unmute please? Okay. Umar, you there? Okay. Now the question here is, um, someone came and he told that I have a server. The IP address is 192.168.10.200, and it want to I want to allow access to the internet to that particular server. What you will do? Can anyone answer?
we allow port.
Let's see who will.
We extend.
Okay,
Yeah, we
one
extend
second.
this access list. We
One second.
we
One
access
second.
this.
One second, please.
Yeah.
One second. So let's say this is the new build server, and someone came, and let's see who is the brilliant here. 192.168.10.200. So he came to you and he said, "We build the server. We want the server to access the internet. What you will do?"
From by
Ibadullah,
default
Ibadullah,
from-
one second, please.
Yeah. All right.
We configure static access list. Static one.
Okay, so Muhammad is saying static one. What is what you said? What you will do? Umar, what you will do?
It can be host access list also to allow.
See, yeah, Umar, Waris.
Yes, Adim.
Yeah,
First
what you will do?
configure to
Configure
IP address in switch.
IP address in switch. No, this is a layer 2 IP address, and they are in the VLAN one, so not required anything. Its gateway is directly here. ASA is the gateway for 10.200. So okay, let's not waste more time. So now guys, see the result here. What is his ask? His ask is 192.168.10.200. This is the source. So first of all, first see where this source is. This source is in the inside zone. And what he want?
Security zone.
He want to access the internet. Internet is on the outside zone. So from inside to outside, do you need any rule to access the internet? No.
Yeah, it's allowed. It's allowed.
It is allow. It is allow.
Yeah.
That's the answer I'm looking for. Okay. So okay, but I think one person understand. That's fine. Okay, so this is how the typical questions come here, and this type of situation. Okay, now okay, one more question. Now question to Umar. Okay, so Umar, what happened is there are two web servers built in DMZ zone 1 and 2. Let me give the 192.168.20.100 and 192.168.20.200. Okay, and here what I can do, instead of connecting directly one server, let me pick one switch here, layer 2 switch. See, layer 2 switch I kept here, and I can connect this one. So nothing will happen. Instead of directly connected, so we are connecting a switch from switch to, or all people are connected. Okay, like this. Okay, now my question. So one person came. Okay, the server admin, he came, and he asked. Umar is the firewall administrator, and he asked, I built two servers, 192.168.20.100 and 192.168.20.200. Can you please allow them access? Umar, what you will do? If you answer this one, if anyone understand this one, right? So they understand switching, routing, and the firewall concept very clearly.
Allow access from where? From
One second.
inside, from outside. Okay.
One second. One second. Because see, I don't want to disappoint anyone or something, but the thing is, you can realize where you are so that you can practice. Because I told you, attending class it is not because a lot of videos on the YouTube. But if you don't practice, then there is no meaning of this class. Theoretical knowledge will not work. Okay. So what you said? He want 20 dot to 100 to talk to 20 dot 200. So what you will do? Okay, Muhammad, tell me.
No, they're in the same network. There is no.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. This is the answer. See,
Yeah.
first of all, you will see the subnet 20.100, 20.200. So, if they want to talk to each other, then they will just go by the VLAN because they're in the same VLAN. They will go here. They will not go to the firewall. So, nothing required on the firewall. So, this type of issues also come. This type of request come. So, because the server people they don't know like in the web server or designer they don't know they just want okay I want to access what you will do so this is called um, interzone communication. Interzone communication means within a same zone they are in the same zone, right? DMZ. So they will not go to this one when if suppose they want to talk to the outside, then they need to go to firewall, and from firewall to here, that time firewall will take a decision. You need a rule there. So, very good answer, Mohammed. That they don't require any policy, any firewall rule. Why? Because they're in the same network. Okay. Now, let me ask you, Ubedullah. So, Ubedullah, Ubed, like this Mirakis server, let's say 192.168.20.200. He want to talk to 10.200. So what you will do?
10 and 20.
Yeah.
I don't know the same network. If it is in the same network, it will.
No.
Yani
They are not in same network. This server, this is in the DMZ zone, and this is in the inside zone.
okay.
So
Another is inside.
Yeah.
So we need to create access list, and wherein we allow from DMZ zone to inside on a for particular resource, like what is the protocol, what is the IP address, and what is the
exactly.
what is the port.
You got the answer. So the firewall administrator, their
Yeah.
50 to 60% of the work will be the same, creating the rules, allowing the rules, denying, like giving the access, removing the access. And what you do if you have a single machine, host to host, then flat ACL. But if you have multiple resources, one, two, three servers, so what you will do, you will create an object group, and you can allow that object group into the ACL. So this is your data. So here you are seeing the one ASA, but in the organization there will be hundreds of ASA, hundreds of firewall. So in a day, lot many things will come. So if some, the most of the time what happen, if the server is having any problem connecting to internet, connecting from internal zone to do a DMZ zone, so the first point, first escalation will be the firewall guys. Firewall is dropping, firewall is blocking my traffic. So escalation will come to you, and you need to solve that. You need to prove that. So there are multiple options. That is why. So don't think that firewall is very easy. Firewall is very responsibility of job. Your one wrong ACL can destroy your entire network. It will disconnect entire connectivity. One wrong ACL, right? So that is the so this ACL is very very important. You need to understand from here to here how it go and how that go. Okay. So any questions here?
Excuse me, brother.
Yeah.
So as I understand what you're saying, hundreds of roles, hundreds of different access lists. So we need to be very, very careful. But I just wanted to know, yeah, how can we make the documentation? So how many rules are there? Which rule is allowing or denying it? So is there any way to document and keep it?
Okay. So documentation, you don't require documentation. So
No
once
need.
you work on the firewall, so here only you can see that. Okay. So actually, to exact practice, actually, you can use the GNS. So where you can get all the commands. So here, let's. This is actually the troubleshooting thing which you are talking about. So what happen is,
Exactly.
yeah, what
Exactly.
happen is there is one
Face
command,
this issue.
there is one command showing that show session. So in the show session, it will tell you what is communicating to what, who is communicating to whom. So you will see that. So we use some multiple filters, okay, multiple filters and all, and we check the routes. Okay, is it the route is available for that particular network or not? Okay, then we check show access list. Okay, in show access list, let's say that server is from the DMZ. So you see the access list of DMZ. Show access list DMZ in DMZ
Okay.
in. So
So so
external.
can we export and keep it in a safe, like according to date wise, which day, which configuration was there, like that?
No, that thing is not. Yeah, that is backup is there, right? So you can take the configuration backup. See, you can go and take the export configuration. See,
So
this is the
it is
backup
possible
only.
to refer to that. It is
Yeah, this.
possible to refer to that.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly. So you
Yeah.
can see the. Yeah, I'm putting it
Understood.
on the and here. So tomorrow the same thing you can load back. You can merge and you can load back to the same thing. So that is the backup will happen, but manual backup no one will take. We have a SolarWin, we have multiple options, automated options, so they will take a backup automatically. So don't require, but the policies will be there, and the documentation, as you said, yeah, documentation will be there. Which things are allowed, which things are not allowed. So maybe we can have some session in the future after Palo Alto about the documentation. Okay, that is actually in my checklist. Okay, so that's all. Inside, outside, DMZ level, and if you want to default behavior, you understand, and if you want to allow outside to DMZ, you require the ACL. If you allow DMZ to inside, you require the ACL. Two places you require the ACL here, outside and the DMZ interfaces. And based on that, we do that. So this is your day-to-day activity in the firewall. Okay, you need to check the ACLs.
If we wanted to deny, excuse me, brother.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry to interrupt you.
yeah.
Actually, if we, as you said, that ASA default behavior is from higher security to lower security, it will by default it will allow. But we wanted to restrict some servers not to go to
Yeah,
internet.
yeah, that's possible. That's possible.
It is
So,
possible, na?
yeah,
So
why not?
we
Why
can
not?
make
Yeah,
we can make a rule and deny.
exactly. But that time, like remember, you will have, let's say, show access list. So the numbers will be there, right? So your
Yeah.
deny rule will be on top of that. Okay.
Okay.
So the first rule, deny. Then after that, whatever. Okay. The first thing is the best practice is always keep your allow rule. Let's say you want to allow these 4 to 5 people, then make it deny. You want to deny someone, then global deny, like this. Understand?
Okay.
And you can place it like, see, you have two options: permit or deny. So instead of permit, you put the deny, but don't put
Yeah.
deny any to any. If you put this rule, it will deny everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So firewall is way.
I'm just saying for a particular host.
Yeah, it is possible. It is possible. Yeah, we can see it
Particular.
here. Yeah, let's see here. In the same thing, in the same configuration. Okay, let's use the same thing here. DMZ to in, or we have one another ACL called ping. Okay, okay, let's say, yeah, ACL name is internet access denied. Okay, this is my ACL name. Okay, what you can do, extended. What do you want? Deny. To whom? I want
200.
I want
192.168.
IP host.
Okay.
I want IP host 192.168.10.200. What next? He can deny any
Deny HTTP.
any.
HTTP. Yeah. Yeah.
So because on internet you can have n number of IP addresses, right? You don't know.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
instead of host, just
Just
put any.
any.
That's it. So where you will apply this, you will apply it on the outside ACL.
Outside.
Yeah, because outside because no, one second. You will apply it on the inside side, because by default it is allow everyone, but now you're allowing this guy first. Okay, and after deny you need to say another ACL. Deny extended, then deny extended permit any. Permit IP any. And okay, now then you need to apply that access group. What is the ACL name? This is the ACL name. Copy paste in interface inside. Okay, now see here. Show access list. Okay, now can you see here? Show access list. So this is your ACL. What it is saying? Internet access denied. Okay, this is the ACL. So first, what you are doing, you are denying this particular IP address, host and host. So in the last, what I put, extended permit any. So if you don't put this ACL, right, so after this, there is a default deny in every ACL. So it will deny everyone. So you need to deny first who's required, then allow rest of the people. Got it? And tomorrow, let's say in the same ACL, you got another server, so you don't require access for that. So just remove this ACL and just modify this ACL. Done. So now if you go and check ACL, so now see here, these two servers are denied to access the internet. This got 200. Okay, now can you see here? This came actually after permit. So in the real ASA, what will happen is this, you can modify the line number, but a packet tracer is not supporting that. So for now, what we can do is like you need to remove this ACL and apply after this ACL, because it is working on line number 1 and 2 and 3. Understand? Deny, then apply, then permit all. So like this, you can modify the ACLs. So everything is possible with the help of ACL. Okay. Any questions now? Are you very clear with the ASA? ASA can do everything. Okay, and not only the ACL. See, show name it. Okay, sorry, show IP address. If you okay, can you see here? We created the zones on the ASA. Host name we can give. Then show run interface. Show run interface. Giga. So run interface Giga Ethernet one by one. So if you put this command, you will see these are the three commands we put in the every interface: inside, 100, and the IP address. Right? So we created this one inside. Then show xlat. So you know that show run nat. So if you see the configuration, see how the configuration look like. See, we created multiple objects. See here, network object. Under that we call this subnet. Here one, this one. So similarly, service protocol or object also you can get. If you have multiple protocol, TCP, UDP, you can create a service protocol group. So grouping can be done as a subnet. Grouping can be done as a host. Multiple hosts you can add, and you can apply them in a rule. Okay, that is option. Routing, this is the default route towards the internet. Similarly, we have seen your ASA can participate in the routing protocols also. We have seen that we have enabled the EIGRP. We configure the EIGRP neighborship with the router that can be done. So it has a three table, as said. So show ARP table. It understand the ARP entries. It has a show route. Okay, show routes you can see on the ASA. Similarly, show ARP route and show session table. So session table, or sorry, show connection. So this command is not supported here, but if you see the show connection, so in the real time, I have shown you the real time device, some real time devices. So how the connection look like. So show connection, that is the third table. So see, switch, layer to switch, it understand the MAC addresses only. It don't understand the IP addresses. Layer 3 router, it understand the IP addresses, also MAC addresses, but it cannot block any. It cannot maintain the session table. Firewall, layer 4 firewall, it maintain the session table. It has the routing table, it has the MAC table. So can you see the layer 1, layer 1 to layer 2, layer 2 to layer 3, layer 2 to layer 4? So do you understand this very clearly, this especially this concept, how the firewall is, then from the after the firewall, uh, uh, okay, not here. uh, Firewall, then firewall to, you will have a core switches here, and then it will connect to the internet, and you are using all the most of the technologies here. Okay, one second. Okay, so any questions here?
It's okay.
So guys, one second. Yeah, we have 5-10 minutes, so just ask me any question. I will just come back 1 minute. Okay, hello.
Yes.
So let me ask the question individually. Umar, Waris, Muhammad,
No, it's okay.
any doubts? Any doubts? You understand the ASA? Okay. Now, let me ask you, what you understand? What ASA does? Waris, can you explain, please? Or Umar, can you tell me why ASA? Why ASA is required? Why do you think the need of ASA?
Yes, it is a security device.
Okay.
It is allow only traffic to inside.
No. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Near here and close to the answer. Okay. Okay. So,
It does
Muhammad,
not
you
to enter any unwanted
exactly.
traffic.
Good. Good. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Muhammad.
Yeah.
Why do you need a firewall?
We need a firewall to allow or deny traffic. To allow to deny the traffic which is no like malicious traffic,
Hmm.
and to allow the traffic from inside to outside.
Inside to outside, obviously it will be allowed, right? So why do you
Yeah.
need firewall?
Yeah, but we need a say for uh, for the access list to allow the traffic from outside to inside because by default is blocked.
So okay, good. Umar, what you say? Why you need a firewall?
Um, Firewalls are required for the security of an organization
Hmm.
of data to secure the data and all.
Okay. So Ibadullah,
Firewalls are the devices to protect the organization data and organization network, and also have a complete control over inside and outside and DMZ networks.
perfect. Okay, good. So almost everyone gave the good answers. So uh, the firewall is required because here it gives a layer for security. Okay, because a router, see, a router does everything. It does the routing, but router cannot keep a track of what's going on, who is talking to whom, that session. So those session table, firewall, it is adaptive security appliance, ASA, and it maintains a session table. Okay, session table keep a track of who is talking to whom. Okay, and it maintain as and by default its behavior is it block all the lower security zone to the higher security zone. Okay, by default it block. So from outside to inside people cannot come. Outside to DMZ they cannot come. But if you want to allow, then explicitly it can be allowed via the ACL. So you will have a control whom to talk and whom to allow. So hope you understand very well about the ASA, that why you record, like you are the admin and you are allowing that. You have the control. This server can talk to this particular database. This server can access internet. He cannot access the internet. This server can do this thing. So this user can talk to this particular. So you have a control. Apart from this, your router will not give you that control. And apart from control, you will have a visibility also, what's going on exactly in that. Okay, so that's the beauty of the ASA. Apart from this, it does a routing. Okay, ASA, apart from ACLs and these features, it does a routing also. Okay, and the main one more big feature of the firewall is that is the VPN. Okay, VPN that we are going to take tomorrow, because again today's class I have taken another revision class again. So this is the fifth day we are taking the same thing, because I want you to understand very clearly, because without understanding this you will not understand the Palo Alto,
Exactly.
the zones and why the rules is required, where the rules is required. And when after 10-15 days of classes of the Palo Alto, you will tell me why the Palo Alto is best. Why the Palo Alto is best, you will tell me. I'm not, that's why I don't want to tell anything now. You just see that, understand that where is the difficulty, where is the visibility, which is looks good, so you will feel that. Okay, that's why that will become. So one thing is that remain, that is called a VPN. So that very important topic we will see in the next 2 days, we'll see that. And hopefully inshallah from Monday we are going to start the Palo Alto. Okay, so let's next 2 days, let's if you do the practice. Okay, now I'm going to send you ASA documents and these labs and the configuration, some more things. So Ubaidullah, can you send your email address to in that group? So I will shoot all the ASA related topology diagram and to you. So everyone,
Inshallah.
please
Okay.
do the labs. Okay, ASA. And I want the pictures. Okay, Umar, Waris, Muhammad, When you do the practice, take the picture and send into the group. I want to see you that everyone is doing the practice.
Okay, inshallah, I will send it.
100% I want to see that. But tonight, okay, before tomorrow's class, I want to see from everyone. I want to see you were doing the practice, the diagram in the pack. Don't just draw the diagram. Just maybe you can test it, configure the security zones, configure the firewall. Okay, configure the interfaces. Try to ping, configure the ACL. Try to see. Result doesn't matter. The efforts is important, how much efforts you're putting. Okay, so with this we'll stop today, and we'll continue tomorrow, and I want everyone to do the practice. Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.